In recent times, many people have focused on the fact that Virat Kohli, like a lot of Indian batsmen, tends to be susceptible to left arm pace bowling, and that is not a an assumption that, truth be told, let's say is out of the realms of reality. It is a long time problem that many people have seen with the Indian batting lineup, that they do tend to sometimes struggle against a quality left arm seamer, and a lot of people do. But with India, it often comes down to, let's say, cluster collapses in the face of left-handed seamers. However, if there's one thing that the match against Sri Lanka also proved, is that at times their ability to deal even with left arm spinners might not necessarily be the best either. In fact, so good was Dunit Velalage in this particular match that he ended up getting 5 wickets against a very top-notch Indian lineup and got all the big wickets. He got Virat Kohli, of course. He also got rid of Rohit Sharma. He got rid of Shubman Gill, Hardik Pandya. He got the big wigs of that batting lineup, even KL Rahul. So 5 of the wickets he got were arguably 5 of India's best batters. But so you're wondering probably why exactly it is that we're focusing on Kohli in this particular video. It is because, well, this has become a bit of a recurring issue with him, and one that unfortunately has flown under the radar, because most people tend to assume that his Achilles heel, like the case with a lot of Indian batters, is left arm pace bowling. But as we'll explore in this video, you'll notice that the trends do point to the fact that he can be susceptible even against quality left-arm spin bowling, and that might be a bit of a concern when you go over the fact that there are a few good left-arm spin bowlers who will be plying their trade come the World Cup in India later this year. But first, let's actually look at what it is, to make a comparison when it comes to, let's say, Kohli's form in general versus the way he fares against left-arm spinners. It's important to look at how his overall form has been like, and we're considering the numbers which we're going to be looking at here are from the calendar year of 2021. So from 2021 to 2023 gives us an over nearly 2-year long, let's say, in fact more than 2 years of data to look at. So Kohli in ODI since 2021 has been in pretty good form, truth be told, because again, in that time period, he scored 987 runs, having faced 977 balls, meaning he's sitting at a strike rate of 101.02, averaging over 40, and has been dismissed 24 out of the 26 innings that he's played. Again, it is a little bit of a climb down from the kind of numbers that we've been used to with Virat, but overall this doesn't read like the form of a batter who's going through a rough patch, which, to be fair, Kohli had been for a while, but his ODI numbers still remain pretty solid, and even considering the fact that come 2023 he looked a lot more comfortable, these are good numbers to be having in this particular time period. But if you compare these numbers to the kind of numbers that he's had against left arm spin bowling, well, then it paints a pretty grim picture, because this is his record against left arm spinners in that same time period from 2021. He's only scored 104 runs of the 159 balls that he has faced, meaning that he's been striking it at a little over 65. That is hardly great when it comes down to it. And perhaps the most worrisome thing, he averages only 13 against a left-arm spinner, and in those innings has been dismissed 8 times by a left-arm spinner. That means out of the, remember, 24 dismissals, a third of those dismissals have come against left-arm spinners. That is, again, not a good sign. And when you consider the fact that pretty much every team does have one left-arm spinner here or there. I mean, if you look at just, this match, you've seen Sri Lanka have a left-arm spinner in Dunit Velalage. We know that Pakistan have a Nawaz, and Nawaz's, let's say, efficiency can be questioned. But in general, again, left-arm spin does tend to trouble Kohli. If you go beyond that, even look at other teams, Australia has an Ashton Agar, Afghanistan have a Noor Ahmed. So all of these teams do tend to have one left-arm spinner. I think one of the main teams that don't have one right now, England probably you can say, don't really have a left-arm spinner, because again, their main spinners are Liam Livingstone, Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid. But again, Kohli has been susceptible to multiple times of spin. At times he can look a little at seam leg spin. We know he struggled a bit with off spin as well during this time period. So, but left arm spin probably is the one big Achilles heel, and considering the fact that most teams tend to nowadays employ a left arm seamer. Again, if you think to New Zealand, they have 2 in Rachin Ravindra and Mitch Santner, who will be operating potentially in tandem if the conditions so demand. you'd say that there is a bit of concern when it comes to, let's say, this particular struggle, and you hope it's one that he can overcome. Don't forget, Kohli in the nets will be facing off against 3 left-arm spinners right now. You've got a Kuldeep Yadav, you've got Akshar Patel, you've got Ravindra Jadeja, and whilst you can say that Jadeja and Akshar are similar kind of bowlers, Kuldeep is again a rarity, a left-arm wrist spinner, and someone who Kohli would, of course, be able to face quite regularly. So maybe this is something that he can work on, because again, if you look at the data, it is a bit concerning, because again, if you've been dismissed 24 times in the past 2 odd years and 8 of those come against just one type of bowling, that is a sign for concern, because again, it does tend to more often than not nowadays, a lot of teams focus on matchups and look for these kind of weaknesses. If we could find it so easily, you best believe that teams out there have already honed in on this as a potential sign of weakness. So you'd hope that this is something that Kohli can work on. Right now, though, undeniably, it is a bit of a problem, one exposed by Dunit Walalage in absolutely spectacular fashion. What are your thoughts on this entire matter, though? Do you think that maybe it's a bit overblown, or do you think Kohli will overcome this particular problem that he's had? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go right ahead and check out some other videos that we've done. For now though, from my side, it is bye-bye.